Guys, we're live on the internet. Holy cow. Coming to you today from Abu Dhabi, a whole other city. Not Dubai. We're in Abu Dhabi for the Bitcoin conference, which you can see happening. Bitcoin conference. Actually, turn around and you actually see what's going on screen here. I actually got some people talking up there. We got the MetaPlanet guy who was just up there a minute ago. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we're streaming. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a good time. We're around all kinds of fun people. Maurizio, come jump in the stream. Come say hi to people on the internet.
Hello, welcome to the Bitcoin conference, I guess.
That's a good time. It's good. It's good, man. It's good. You having fun?
Amazing for you to stream in here. This is awesome.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You having a good time?
Having a great time. Always great time when I'm with you. So thank you for letting me crashing your live stream.
Who have you met today?
Who I have not met. Oof. Everyone is here.
Everyone's here.
And I'm going to bring him here.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
We might have some other people crash in the stream as we go through here, but we're gonna have a good time. Jason, oh God, now that's a hat. Jesse here. Yeah, come, Jesse, say hi to the people on the internet.
Hello, internet.
He says I look like the guy from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, amazing. Better. The upgrade version. Right?
The upgraded version, apparently. Yeah.
The young version.
I just need the walking cane, guys. We're good to go. Oh my gosh! All right, let's get into it. Let's do some charts. Let's talk Bitcoin. What's going on today? How do you feel about Bitcoin today?
I'm feeling irresponsibly bullish. As always.
Why?
Because Bitcoin is the best thing. Right?
But aren't we entering a bear market, Maurizio?
Nah, it doesn't exist. Bear market is not even a thing. So just irresponsibly bullish.
Bear markets do not exist. Crypto
kick,
come on, go be fun to get in here.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Are you live? Oh my god!
He's joking. He's a good actor.
This can't be real. Guys, this is the happiest moment of my life. Thank you so much for having me on. I've been watching him for the past 15 years, and it's just wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I used to buy the hat. Right?
Oh, that's good.
We have a panel.
All right, you guys go do your panel. We're going to talk to everybody here. Have a good time.
Nice. And we'll
All right.
crash you with new
Yeah,
guests.
come back and crash us in a few minutes. All right, see you guys soon.
Love you, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bear market confirmed, says Dreams Tanks TV. Oh my gosh. Is Crypto there? I don't know. I've not seen Crypto today. But I know he's got a panel tomorrow, so a lot of people are here. We're running all kinds of people so far. It's been a good time. We better get into this. We better actually hit some charts and stuff. We got a lot of news to cover for today. So let's go ahead and hop in here. So check this out. U.S. layoffs are on track to exceed the great financial crisis levels. Fantastic news. They're going to have to print so much money, guys. You have no idea. You have no idea. You know, it's interesting. And I keep saying this, but we see all these factors that are basically the worst since ... the great financial crisis, the worst since the COVID crash, the worst since the .com, which I think adds a lot of fuel to the fire for that entire thesis that we are coming out of a terrible recession. We are at the bottom for a lot of this kind of stuff. Not good though, right? The jobs market is definitely the one thing the Fed's going to be watching in probably 2 days away from the next Fed meeting. The most important Federal Reserve meeting since the last Federal Reserve meeting. Yes. Well, I think Jerome Powell's going to be all about jobs this time. That's the thing to watch out for. We're getting an interest rate cut. The predictions markets are giving like a 95% chance we're getting a rate cut. How can Jerome Powell not cut rates with this kind of stuff going on? Now, to be clear, you're going to see a headline like this and think the sky absolutely is falling and it's definitively all over, okay? But worth keeping in mind that even at the current 4.4% unemployment rate, that's actually well within historical norms. The problem is it keeps going up. So we've gone from 4.2 up to 4.4% in the last 6 months, which is not a big move, okay? But it's enough of a move to get people worried. Because if we keep going up, that's problematic, okay? Continuing here. Psychedelics, and I've been saying this for a while, literally shared the exact same thing a week ago. It's for this reason I'm expecting the Fed to announce some kind of reserve management undertaking to start adding assets back to the balance sheet to support the banking system. We're at the start of a liquidity expansion after the longest liquidity tightening cycle in decades. This will be the start of this in response to a tweet from Zero Hedge, former New York Fed repo guru. Who the hell? What's your job title? I'm a repo guru. Mark Cabana. Anyway, this guy, the repo guru, he said Powell will announce $45 billion in T-bill purchases on Wednesday. Crypto noticed. Fascinating. Now, if this repo, Who the hell is a repo guru, man? Anyway, if this repo guru guy is right, and Powell is indeed going to do $45 billion in T-bill purchases, strap your butts on. Get your Panama hats ready, guys. It's going to be a crazy time, okay? So, JC Peretz, in response to this chart here, another new all-time low for how consumers feel about the current economic environment in December, per the University of Michigan. Again, these are all crisis low levels. We can only go up from here. We can't go any lower, right, guys? Right. Oh, we can always go lower, Lark. This is historically great news for people who own stocks. Yeah, they're going to print. They have to. And if this guy is right, our repo guru here, if he's right, then the Fed's already painted themselves into a corner. They're going to have to cut rates hard, and they're going to have to start T-bill repurchases, which is a pretty dramatic move if that's the case. Charlie Blalo. Bitcoin is trading in lockstep with the Mag 7 stocks in the last 2 months. Now Bitcoin is down 11% over the past year versus 26% gain for the Mag 7. Is this just a temporary divergence or something is broken forever? I think it's a temporary divergence, largely bought on by 1010, to be honest. Mr. Crypto, Bitcoin capitulation just hit a new all-time high. Look at this. That is insane. The capitulation right now, I mean, look at this chart and really understand it. The capitulation right now on crypto is the highest it has literally ever been. Now, I know there's more money in the market than it's ever been, so that's part of what's going on here. But still, this is a capitulation on par with the absolute sort of most fear moments in the market. Think about how crazy that is. How's it going? You want to come say hi to people on the internet? Yeah. Come on down.
Yo, Bitcoiners!
Here's what over here. Ta-da. What's your name?
My name is Igor.
Hi, Igor. Nice to meet you. What do you do?
Nice to meet you. I'm the co-founder of the Bitcoin Hub. We like connecting Bitcoiners together around the world.
Nice. That's pretty cool. What's your thoughts on Bitcoin right now?
Very bullish, but after that, a bit correction is inevitable.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's Bitcoin. It's likely.
Corrections always come. So what we're talking about right now is that we have all these sort of indicators. We just shared a chart on capitulation. We've had one of the highest capitulation spikes in an incredibly long time. I'll show you the chart right
let's
here.
play with it. I have the tools.
Here, have a look at this right here. So this is the highest capitulation rate in a very, very long time. So if that's the case, what are you thinking here? So if we have this massive capitulation in Bitcoin right now, is this closer to a bottoming moment for the local sort of lows, or are we going a lot lower? Do you think we're in a bear market right now and we're going into a deeper bear market?
We broke 50 weeks line, and looks like we're like in the correction. And my vision, we will take 100, maybe 110, and then we will go to like 74 and maybe lower, maybe like 54, something like that.
That's about the 200-week moving average right now.
Yeah. Let's make a photo of the chart and feed it to my AI. I have AI.
Go for it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if that's where we're heading. You know, because a lot of the indicators are showing that we're at a low in the market right now, a low that's only happened at the bottoms of bear market cycles. So it'll be interesting to see if we then go from here to even deeper lows, and that we have a cycle that essentially continues to put in more surprises for people. All the indicators that we would think normally would mark the bottom for a bear market cycle end up not marking the bottom for a bear market cycle. We go much lower.
This cycle is different.
And in many, many ways. We had the high before the Bitcoin halving, and a lot of other things have happened since then that have kept people guessing, which makes me think that the Bitcoin 4-year cycle idea gets thrown out the window this time, potentially. What do you think about that? Bitcoin 4-year cycle, still on or not?
Still on, but different.
Different how?
Maybe it's not 4-year-old, 4-year cycle anymore. Maybe it's like 5, 6, 8-year cycle. It's like evolved, something like that.
Well, gold went on about an 8-year bull run.
Let's ask the question.
Is this a bottoming signal for Bitcoin? We're asking the AI guys.
We bottom it out? Yeah.
Yeah, ask it. Is it a bottoming signal for Bitcoin? Gold went on about an 8-year bull run after it got an ETF. Was there a lot of volatility? Yes. But it went on approximate. Yeah. Let's do that. See what the AI says. So it'll be interesting to see if we have parallels now with Bitcoin, digital gold, if it goes on a multi-year bull run and breaks the sort of cycle factor. Here we go.
It's special AI that transforms, depends the question, to the expert with the traction.
So what's the TLDR here?
Let's ask the...
Here we go. Let's get a quick idea here. If you're positioning for next, consider accumulating during any major correction at a 32 to 36K range. All right, there you go. Monitor the April 24 Bitcoin halving. Watch ETH BTC ratio. Interesting. All right, awesome, Igor, man. Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Have a good one. All right, very interesting stuff, man. Very interesting stuff. Okay, let's continue, guys. Let's continue. Is this? Oh, where'd the... Well, we lost the screen, guys. Hold on one second. We're going to bring the screen back up here. We're streaming from the roads, making things a little crazier than usual. Here we go. Share the screen. Share the screen. There we go. All right, back to it. We'll be answering your questions in just a few minutes here, guys. So hang tight with me, okay? Hang tight. We'll be answering your questions very, very soon here. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. So Polaris XBT shared this. Bitcoin and Bitfinex. Bitcoin longs have slowed down the past few days. In the past year, these periods have usually been a confirmation of a bottom in places where Bitcoin generally stalls a bit before a run up. Very, very, very interesting. Now, again, you can bet against the Bitfinex whales. The Bitfinex whales are people who have been right a lot of the time. Something to think about, right? Continuing. JP Morgan says it's sticking to its Bitcoin versus gold model target, which put Bitcoin at $170,000 over the next year. Now, JP Morgan, those guys. We've not forgot about the cocaine boat, JP Morgan. We remember. Anyway, JP Morgan's a funny institution. Sometimes they put out interesting research, but for the most part, you got to really take everything they say with a grain of salt. Perhaps they're just trying to drum up extra liquidity for their ETF clients. But then you have Vanguard, you have Charles Schwab, you have Bank of America, you have Amundi, you have all this stuff going on. You have the ISM PMI for manufacturing, which has not had a breakout. There has been no business cycle this cycle. All that stuff together says that perhaps, just perhaps, the 4-year cycle was never really a 4-year cycle for Bitcoin regarding the halving. The 4-year cycle was a 4-year business cycle. Okay, if we don't have a 4-year business cycle this time, perhaps we don't have a 4-year Bitcoin cycle. If we have a 5-year business cycle, we have a 5-year Bitcoin cycle this time. In that case, $170,000 Bitcoin over the next year doesn't sound so crazy, does it? Price for Bitcoin here, you can see we had a usual weekend silliness. We came back down to $88,000, back up around the 20-day EMA currently here, okay? So you can see right here, 20-day EMA. Still lacking volume on this move. In fact, the volume is absolutely pathetic right now. You can see down here, very, very little volume on this move, making it so that it's harder to trust this move, okay? What you want to see is an actual breakout beyond the 20-day EMA. You want to see it actually move with some volume, with some conviction. Nobody wants to feel convicted in this market right now. What has everyone been taught over the last year? Believe in nothing. Went from financial nihilism to financial cynicism real quick. A year ago, nothing matters. Everything's a scam. Everything's bullshit. Believe in nothing. This year, everything's shit. We're cynical on the entire market. This is where our divergences come in. But let's see if we can get some daily closes above this 20-day EMA, okay? That's your first step towards something decent happening. What you don't want to have happen is this. Let me just throw another line on the chart here for you. What you don't want to have happen is for this to just end up being one gosh darn big ass bear flag, okay? That would not be good. That would then send us down to the 70K region. So Bitcoin's got to get shit together. We got to see it get solidly back over the 20-day EMA, okay? We're currently over that right now. Not by a lot. We need to go over the 20-day EMA and ideally back here above the 50-day EMA, get some real traction going. As we've mentioned before, the big boss becomes around the 50-week EMA. That's right around $100,000, okay? Get over $100,000, we start talking about potentially recovery or at least a giant bull trap coming in. But that's the key level. Here at the 20-day EMA with basically no volume, don't get your hopes up too much, okay? Guys, by the way, in case you're not in our Discord yet, go check it out. There's a link right down below where you can get signed up. It's $50 a month, but the value is absolutely insane, okay? You'll get access to the Discord. That's access to me. That's access to the team of researchers. You get our free trading course. It's a $299 value. You get that for free, literally just for free when you sign up for the course, okay? You get our weekly altcoin report. You get our weekly stock report. You get regular trading setups, okay? Exclusive AMAs, okay? Proprietary token sniffer bot. This thing's absolutely insane. So if you have like new meme coins or something that come out and you want to know if they're a pile of crap or not, our token sniffer bot is going to help you out. Weekly macro signals, DeFi reports, meme coin calls, and prediction markets, all for $50 a month. It's absolutely insane value. Go check it out. There's a link down below where you can find that. Continuing. So Coinbase is bullish. Coinbase Institutional says it's beginning to look a lot like a recovery. You think crypto could be poised for a December recovery as liquidity improves, Fed cut odds jump to 92%, and macro tailwinds build. Here's why. Liquidity is recovering. The supposed AI bubble hasn't burst. There's still room to run. Short USD trades are attractive at current levels. In October, we teased this positioning reset, citing our custom M2 index, anticipating November weakness and a December reversal. This could be the starting line for crypto market momentum to reassert itself. Get insights like these, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there you go. Andy says the sentiment gap just keeps getting wider and wider. There's a full institutional Wolf of Wall Street bull run in New York City. Larry Fink's calling for generational highs in digital assets, saying we're literally going to tokenize everything. The average trader on social media is completely liquidated, apathetic. So I'm choosing to be optimistic. Optimism's a choice, guys. This is interesting, too. I would like to remind you, I shared this very shortly after the 1010 crash, okay? And so we might be in for a rough ride for a little while, which is exactly what we've got, okay? Usually, when we have the kind of liquidity crash that we had on 1010, where it's the biggest crash ever in terms of liquidations. We had 20 billion wrecked in the market. People literally zeroed who've been in the market for years. Some of the biggest traders that have been in the market for years, taking insane risks and zeroed themselves out. We came up with this term recently. Somebody came up with it, multi-cycle cockroach, right? You got to be a survivor in these markets, man. Don't take the kind of risks that can wipe you out on any single crazy event in the market like this. Boy, yeah. Anyway, 90 days. That's the average recovery. That was the recovery from the COVID crash. That was the recovery from a lot of other major crashes in the market, okay? If that's the case, look for January to start building strength in the market. Interesting, right? Here's a good chart here from El Crypto Prof. Summer rally 2025 versus winter rally 25-26. ETH BTC is preparing for a strong rally. TA looks solid. RSI looks solid. MACD is moving into bullish territory. You know, people get very pessimistic on things when the charts are down, and I get it. Price is the ultimate indicator. Oh, but the technology, Lark. No one really gives a shit about the technology, okay? I mean, we do, but we're speculators in the market, okay? We invest in the technology because we like it. But the biggest piece of technology that you're going to find, the most crazy piece of technology you're going to find in crypto is a big fat green candle, okay? As soon as you get some big fat green candles, suddenly it's the best fucking technology in the world again. You watch, guys, you watch. And an ETH BTC rally would bring a lot of optimism towards the altcoin market again, which has essentially been in a bear market for a year. And outside of a few occasional runners like Zcash or whatever else, it's been pretty sparse pickings for altcoins. Cointelegraph, traders are piling into ETH $6,500 calls on Deribit. That's very interesting. As open interest surpasses $380 million, becoming the largest among all ETH options. So that is fascinating. That says that traders are positioning themselves for a rally for Ethereum to $6,500 over on Deribit. Now, are they going to be right? Who the hell knows? But that's fascinating positioning, considering how bad the market is right now and how bad sentiment is right now. The market is telling you something different. Again, never listen to what they say. Watch where the actual money goes, which is why we talk about the Bitfinex whales, right? That's where actual money is going. Those guys are quiet, okay? They don't go running around screaming from the rooftops, we're doing this, that, and the other thing. Here we go. Deribit traders, $380 million. ETH call positions at $6,500. Interesting. ETH looking relatively similar to Bitcoin right now, sitting just above the 20-day EMA. Volume's not crazy at all on this move. Want to see a little more volume starting to back these moves up. Volume's been absolutely dead, but we do have the MACD continuing to grind higher, which is good. So it means the momentum is moving in the right direction, even if we have some volatility and low volume on the move. If we can pick up volume here, that would, I think, be a pretty positive step in the right direction for us and could get us absolutely cruising. So we need to keep an eye out here on ETH to get a solid daily close above the 20-day. And we're actually surprisingly close. If you look here to the 200-day, it's only at $3,500. You get ETH back over the 200-day, I think a lot of optimism can come back into the market real quick. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Okay, that's it. That's the news part of the video, guys. Let's open it up. Let's take your questions. What do you guys want to talk about? Bitcoin is going to pop. All in on Lark with hat. Oh my gosh. Seeker One, what's up, man? Nice to see you. I don't think the Fed meeting is going to change much. Most people are over this year. Look, the Fed's going to cut by another 25 basis points, which doesn't change a lot for a lot of people, to be honest. So you have to keep that in mind. It's not a grandiose cut, and the Fed's not going to come out and announce 50 basis points cut. But if that repo guru is right and they say we're going to buy back 45 billion in T-bills, which take that with a grain of salt, okay, guys? But if that were to actually happen, that would be big, okay? That might change things more than you think they would change things. The Fed meetings are always a bit overblown anyway. We put a lot of importance on them, but they're really just moving things very slowly around. Bitcoin monthly still bearish. Yeah, like I've said before many times, the charts are looking very bearish in most ways. There's a lot of indicators that are showing bottoming signals, let's say. But if you look at the 50-week EMA, if you look at a lot of different things, monthly MACD, et cetera, now, these are not perfect fail-safe indicators. You have to understand. There was a monthly MACD bearish crossover about, what was that, 2020? That was 6 months before the big bull run. So you could have exited markets then, say, well, monthly MACD bear cross, I'm out. Exit markets, peace. You could have come back in later when you saw markets heating back up. But a lot of people probably just, zoned out on things and walked away. Welcome to Jurassic Park. See, Jesse, somebody else is on it. Mick S says, Lark, you got to say welcome to Jurassic Park. You know, Jesse's been giving you a hard time about that all day. Oh, yeah. Good. We dumped the last two Fed cuts. Why would this time be any different, unfortunately? Look, short-term volatility is one thing. If you get dumping, right? I mean, there's dumping and then there's dumping, right? We had a dump when we went from 107 to 80K. That was the one of the fastest, sharpest declines in Bitcoin history, okay? On par with the COVID crash and a lot of other things, okay? It was very intense, okay? Now, if we get volatility around the Fed meeting, it happens every single time. There's a lot of ups and downs and people overestimate the impact of a Fed meeting, all that kind of stuff, okay? Lark, love the outfit. Thank you. Appreciate it. See? Gold's gone crazy. Silver's going crazy. Bitcoin is going to start. Yes. Those are the vibes we need. I love it. Sheep market, because no matter what you do, you get fleeced. Dang, Papa Lark, digging the dome piece. I'm on that 3 a.m. drive to work. I was talking about the other day. My man, have a good drive to work. Keep your eyes on the road. We drove over here to Abu Dhabi today. It's about surprisingly close, by the way, from Dubai. It's about an hour, 20-minute drive to get here. Got a little bit stuck in traffic, but not too bad.
That's a good one. Carmen San Diego. That's a really good one.
Are people really panicking about the bottom of the crypto market cycle? Everybody understands this is the only time to get super rich, right? Yep. This is the thing. Do you want to buy at the top of the range or lower ends of the range? Now, I know what you're thinking, but Lark, it's the start of a bear market. Everybody knows it. We're going to go down. Maybe. We've talked about those possibilities. We talked about what we need to invalidate the bear market thesis right now, okay? It's bear market until we get back over the 50-week, essentially. You need to stay over the 50-week. Okay, you can't just have a quick fake out. It's going to really screw a lot of people up. You got to get over the 50-week. You have to stay over the 50-week. Okay, we have precedents for this. We've had a lot of 50-week losses in the past. In fact, about half the 50-week losses have been short-term, like mini bear markets, where you stay under there for a few weeks, couple months before taking off again. Perspective, right? Bitcoin bear market like in 2019. As long as we don't have a COVID crash at the end of it, we just had our crash, so that's the thing. Now, maybe stocks roll over. Maybe there's some black swan event that happens in the stocks. I think Scott Bessent actually said something the other day, like, we're all set for a massive rally in 2026 unless we get a black swan event. Like, shut up, Scott. Scott, what do you know? What are you not telling us? Scott Bessent, I tell you, that guy. Not somebody you want to get in a bar fight with, man, Scott Bessent. I'm telling you, that dude's a brawler, man. He is. Doesn't look like with the glasses on. That guy's first guy to take his glasses off and say, let's fight. You know it. His Duke's up like Irish style. Like, I'm telling you. Vitalik said quantum computers can break encryption. Yes. The current quantum computers, no. The quantum question is very contentious because there's a lot of people who are saying, well, quantum is a threat in 2 years. Other people are saying quantum's not a threat for 20 years. The reality is probably somewhere in the middle. And the reality is quantum is a threat. And something needs to be done about it. And I think the Bitcoin devs, that'd actually be interesting. Find somebody, maybe tomorrow. We're coming back tomorrow. We're going to be streaming from here tomorrow. Maybe we can find a Bitcoin person to come talk quantum with us because it is a major concern for all blockchains, right? I know there's some that are more quantum resistant than others, but no one's perfectly quantum resistant, and changes will need to be made to the Bitcoin blockchain. What those changes are, how they'll be implemented, what happens to Satoshi's coins? Do we just let them be? And what if Satoshi's dead? I guess we'll find out. If he doesn't come back and move his coins to quantum updated wallets, we'll know Satoshi's gone. And if he does move his coins to quantum updated wallets, holy shit, he's still out there, and he's diamond handed this entire time, which would be insane. $2025 was meant to be bullish, and now they're saying the same for 2026. Yeah, I know, right? Well, 2025 was bullish for stocks, just not crypto. Well, we had our moments, right? ETH went from 1,400 to $5,000, so it's not to say there have not been opportunities. There's been a lot of opportunities in the market, okay? The problem is that if you're still stuck on the belief that you can just blindly hold a big bag of altcoins, you're going to have a tough time in the market, man, because the market has proven one thing. You can't just hold a big fat bag of altcoins. You got to be rotational. You have to be ready to cut things quickly. Let your runners run when they run. Cut them when they're not moving in the right direction. Cut them when, the market turns and stuff like that. Lark, I hope you're enjoying yourself. Looks like a lot of fun. Oh, it's been a lot of fun. We've met a lot of cool people today already, so it's always fun coming to conferences, man. It's a lot of fun. Glad you made a show for us. Top priority, man. Top priority. Saying, Jess, we gotta find a spot to stream, and it ended up just being like right here in the middle of the show here. But we found a table, made it work. Do you think Japan will hike rates? I think the prediction markets are basically saying that Japan's going to hike rates. The impact that's going to have on the markets perhaps is already a bit baked in and may not be as big of a deal as people make it out to be. I think any change in monetary policy in Japan's causing concern because Japan's basically had the same monetary policy for such an incredibly long time. But my guess is that the Fed doesn't want to let Japan screw things up. So there'll be swap lines and stuff set up, and the impact of that may be a bit overblown here, to be honest. Lark was partying hard last night. I wish, man. I got like some kind of chest infection or something. Rolled over from my cold last week. So it's way less fun than having partied last night. Okay. Please show what's around you here. Let's take you off and take you for a zoom around. It's the coffee station over there. Not super exciting. We got a talk going on. Here's this Stephen Lavera, Kyle Wool, some other people, some dude from Kraken, like a VIP area over there or something. So there's all kinds of stuff going on here. Quantum might just be another Y2K FUD. I don't think so. Y2K was, was funny. We were prepared for Y2K in my house. Anyway, look, quantum is real. Quantum computing is real. We are creating computers that are so mind-bogglingly powerful, it's hard to even comprehend. Our human brain was not made to comprehend this kind of technology that we're building, whether it be in AI or in quantum computing. And quantum computing is definitively coming. And the threat to the Bitcoin wallets and stuff like that is real. It is. That's 100% true. When it's a threat and how the Bitcoin devs respond to that threat to upgrade in time to make it not a threat is the conversation we need to have. Can you drink in Abu Dhabi? You can. It's not a dry state. You can go to a restaurant or something like that and get a beer if you really want to. Lark, here's a question. What altcoins do you actually support and think have a long-term future in the crypto space? Solana? How about that? Other than that, it's a tricky conversation. Having been in the space, investing actively for, since 2017, not a lot. Not a lot of coins, man. You know, you think you find things that are cool and interesting, but very, very few coins can stand the test of time. Think back to like the 2017 ICOs. 99% of those didn't make, but that also gave us Aave, it gave us Chainlink, okay? Stuff like that. So, yes, you can find ones that are worth investing in long term, but not most of them, okay? Things I think right now that are probably some of the most interesting metas are the coins that have buybacks, something like Pump Fun, for example. So, if you want to see my portfolio, not to say it's a portfolio you should have, but you can always find my portfolio disclosures down below in the description. Looking good, Lark. How vibes are? Vibes good, man. Vibes good. Bitcoin Middle East is definitely a good time. It's a smaller event. I haven't been to the ones in the USA, but I think they're a lot bigger and a lot smaller. We did Token 2049 in April, and that's much bigger, a lot more people going on. And this is, a Bitcoin specific conference. So it's a lot more like Bitcoin mining companies and stuff like that, which, a world that's far away from my current realities. I'm not going to, get a couple containers delivered to my house and run a Bitcoin mining farm, right? But there's different players here, as institutional players and stuff who are coming. Might want to get 10 containers full of Bitcoin miners delivered to their warehouse and hooked up, so it's a bit different. Are you excited for the base token when it launches? Will it be a competitor to Solana? No and no. I'm going to be excited about the base token if I get a sweet airdrop that I can sell for cash. Then yay, that's great. Will it be a competitor to Solana? The base token, no. It will not be a competitor to Solana because the base token, when it launches, will be some kind of useless governance token. I'm not even sure why they're going down a token route. They would have been better off without it, to be honest. Base network is good. I like the base network. I use it frequently. There's basically only 3 blockchains that I use on a regular basis. Ethereum, Base, Solana. And Solana is probably the one I use the most of those 3. but I use Ethereum and Base quite a bit too. The reason Solana is because you need Solana to use Solana. The reason Base will not be a Solana competitor is because you'll not need Base to use Base. Unless Coinbase decides to cuck the entire Ethereum community, launch its own fucking chain away adjacent from Ethereum, and make Base the native money of that. I don't think they'll do that personally, but that would be the play that would make actually worth something. I wouldn't trust Pump Fun. Trust no one. Certainly not Pump Fun. Don't trust them, but trust no one. Really. That's when you trust no one and look at everything with suspicion, you're probably going to do better. Don't believe any of the bullshit you're told. Oh, we're going to do this, that, and the other thing and change the world. Nobody gives a fuck. Doesn't matter. Okay. Trust no one. Pepe can't 10x. It already has too big of a market cap. Pepe can totally 10x. But it will only 10x in the right market conditions. These are not the right market conditions for any meme coin, let alone Pepe, to have any kind of price performance, okay? The current price of Pepe makes it more attractive than it was, let's say, 6 months ago. So I can certainly see a 10x potential for it, but not right now. Okay, guys, one or two more questions we're going to finish up for today. Do you think there's enough votes in Congress to buy 1 million Bitcoin? That's an interesting question. I think the equation needs to be not for them to buy Bitcoin, because I don't think that's going to go over super popularly. I think the method needs to be revaluing the gold and then either selling some gold or selling some of the strategic cheese reserve or something like that and buying Bitcoin with that money. If you're taking taxpayer money to buy Bitcoin, I guess if you're taking tariff money, it's kind of not their money anyway. Maybe that would work. It's a harder road. Let's put it that way. A much harder road to try to take taxpayer money and buy it. If they're taking tariff money, maybe. Or if they're taking gold, that would probably be a much more likely way to do it. Bitcoin logo in a game. XRP from a movie in 1992 with Michael Bishop. XRP 262 banking system. Rock and roll, man. Tariff money should be used. Tariff money makes sense. I just got John Hammond. There we go. I've been thinking about that all. John Hammond. Okay. Just got your. Why does Lark look like John Hammond from Jurassic Park? Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna sign out for today, guys. You guys are awesome. Appreciate your time. We'll be back here tomorrow at Bitcoin Mina streaming. We'll try to get some more Bitcoin people on to talk to us tomorrow. It'll be a good time. All right, see you. Peace. Bye.